Hey guys, my name is Christopher and I'm going to be discussing position papers. So many novice and even some experienced delegates think that position papers are inconsequential. They think that in the scope of MUN, they really don't matter. But the fact of the matter is that if any delegate wants to win an award at MUN, they want to be successful in an MUN conference, and the fact of the matter is that they have to not only write a position paper, but they have to write a good position paper. And so, to sort of introduce you to the world of position papers, I'm going to start by laying out how you want to write a position paper, and then eventually we'll look at a very preliminary and sample position paper. So all position papers want to convey three things, and that is the background of the topic, the history, and the proposed solution. So the first paragraph is called the background on the topic paragraph. This paragraph is typically the shortest of all three paragraphs. Usually it could be 4 to 5 sentences, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. So some questions you want to consider in this paragraph is: what actions has the UN taken on this matter? Why is this problem significant? Why has the problem arisen? One thing to be sure to do on this paragraph is not to zero in on your country's position. So you want to sort of look at it from afar, look at it from the general perspective of the entire United Nations compared to your own country's views. So say, for instance, the topic was nuclear proliferation. I could talk about different conventions the United Nations has adopted in regard to nuclear proliferation, why nuclear proliferation is significant, why has the problem arisen. So this paragraph is pretty simple. It requires minimal research, but it's a very important introductory paragraph. So the second paragraph is really known as the history of the topic in regard to your own country's views. So contrary to the first paragraph, this paragraph really deals with how the topic relates to your own country. So some questions and some facts to consider in this paragraph are: what ways has your country voted in past UN resolutions? Why a particular country thinks this way, and if you have any, what statements the particular country has released to the press. So if we are going on the topic of nuclear proliferation, I might include how a country voted in past nuclear proliferation resolutions, for instance, whether they voted for it, abstained, or whether they voted against it. Why the country thinks this way, so you might want to provide a reasoning for why your country has this particular opinion. And third, if you can find any, what statements that country has released in regard to the topic. So if you could find a statement from, say, the Prime Minister, the President, the Foreign Secretary, or even a delegate in the UN on that topic, that would be good in that paragraph. So finally, the third paragraph, and arguably the most important and what should be your longest paragraph, really deals with the proposed solution. So in this paragraph, you really want to include ideas about how you could fix the problem at hand, what steps should be taken, what should be banned, what should be allowed. It's really dealing with the idea of what you want to encompass in an eventual working paper. So with that said, to really reinforce the ideas of each paragraph and what you want to include in each one, let's look at a very preliminary, very basic example of a position paper that can serve as an example for the structure of the paragraphs.